we have a huge update. Recently, Miles McBride was on the Today Show, and he revealed a conversation that he had with new head coach Mike Brown. Also, multiple Knick players have already expressed excitement to be playing under Coach Brown. We're going to break down all of these latest reports today. If you're enjoying the content, please hit that subscribe button and make sure you have notifications turned on so you don't miss any of the new content. And now, let's get started. Players are excited to play for Mike Brown. Many Knick players are feeling good and very excited right now. The reason? A new voice. Mike Brown's new voice, that is. Multiple Knick players have already expressed excitement over the opportunity to get to play for Coach Brown. Now, rather than me reading off exactly how these players feel, it's probably better if you hear it from them yourself. Roll it. The following clip is showing Deuce McBride on the Today Show talking about Coach Brown, his conversation with Brown, and how he feels about this new hire. Let's roll the footage.
The team's are going to be working under a new coach, Mike Brown. So what's the feeling about this next season and under his leadership?
Yeah, we're excited. I feel like the relationship he's already started to build with me and my other teammates have just been amazing, already reaching out to us. And, it's just introduction. So nothing huge about basketball yet, but it's going to be exciting.
You were with a
All right, before we get to that Ariel Hukporti video part, I want to go back to the Miles McBride part here. It was a small clip, but it was very important and very impactful. Now, it hasn't gone unnoticed, at least to me, that Mike Brown has slowly but surely been reaching out to each and every player on the Knicks. We saw him in Summer League. He was talking to Karl Anthony Towns. Clearly here, we see he's reached out to Deuce McBride. Now, why is that important? Here's why. Let's take you back to Coach Mike Brown's time in Sacramento. He was coaching at the time Malik Monk, who was already a good player. But when Mike Brown got there, he turned him into an elite player, especially coming off the bench. I believe he was up for the running for Sixth Man of the Year. With Miles McBride, he's going to have a similar season, maybe an even better season under Coach Mike Brown. Deuce is going to get loose even more than we've ever seen him before. He should be unlocked. There could be times next season that we see Deuce McBride do a little bit more with the ball. Maybe he's more aggressive. Maybe he's looking for a shot a little bit more. Maybe he's handling the ball a little bit more and creating for others. Under Mike Brown, you never know what's going to happen. But I anticipate Deuce McBride will have a breakout season under new head coach Mike Brown. And even with the conversation that they had, even though they didn't speak about basketball operations or things like that, they did still have a conversation, likely about where they want to be moving forward, where McBride wants to be moving forward. And the fact that Mike Brown is doing this with all Knick players, it shows you he's a player's first type of coach. In this next clip, we hear from Ariel Hukporti. He speaks about Tom Thibodeau, his influence on his career, and also speaks about Coach Mike Brown and how he feels about him. Let's go ahead and roll this clip as well, too.
You were with a very strong franchise in Melbourne United for 3 seasons, and then you've had the blessing to move to the New York Knicks, a very strong franchise. Do you see any similarities with how both of those organizations handle their business?
100%. I mean, both organizations are really, how should I say this, are really big on defense, I would say. Quite similar to Dean Vickerman. A lot of, he expects you to have a lot of effort every single game, every single minute, second. And I feel like I can get this. I feel like Thibs did the same thing for me, and I'm glad I was with Thibs, gave me a great structure how to be a pro. But yeah, I was talking to Mike Brown, great guy, great coach, and I'm just excited to just learn more and just get better.
Before we go to my guy Gerson Yabusele, we got to talk about what Ariel Hukporti just said. Now, we're not going to talk too much about Tom Thibodeau. However, we have to give him a little bit of credit there. What did we just hear from Ariel Hukporti? He is very glad he was able to turn pro under head coach Tom Thibodeau because he gave him structure. That's important. And the reason Hukporti looks as good as he does right now is because of that structure that Tom Thibodeau gave him. But as you heard there, at the end, what did Hukporti say about Coach Mike Brown? Great guy, great coach, and he's excited. Deuce McBride, excited to get started and work with Mike Brown. Hukporti, excited to get started and work with Mike Brown. I think we all understand and see the theme here. Everybody is excited to start working with Coach Mike Brown. And that's important. When your players want you, the front office wants you, and you want to be here. You want the pressure here. You want to win underneath this pressure. That matters. And everything looks like it's going Mike Brown's way. When you're contacting players, and we're talking about role players, with Hukporti, he might not even have a role off the bench next year. But if he does, he's going to remember the conversation he had with Mike Brown. That is important. When you're a new coach and you're just coming in, you have to establish a rapport. And the way you do that is by contacting your players. And Mike Brown, he has been doing that. He has been working behind the scenes. And clearly, it's working. This next clip comes from SK Weekly. And in it, we hear from newest Knick, Gerson Yabusele, as he talks about the Knicks, Mike Brown, and what he likes about Coach Mike Brown. Let's go ahead and roll this one as well, too.
I don't know him personally, and then we haven't talked on the phone or anything like that yet. I think it's going to happen in the next couple of days, but he's a great coach, you know, from what I've heard around. Coaches from Philly that we was talking the other day, or people just in general that just told me he's a great guy. You listen to his staff, he wants to go hard. I've seen what he did with the Sacramento too. It was first team in offense, so it was obviously this come from something. So he's just a great guy from what I've heard, and you know he cares about the players, he cares about the team, about winning, and I think I need that, you know, to be able to be in a situation where the coach can trust me, can play me, and then be in the right place at the right time.
You see, that's what's so important about what Gerson Yabusele just said there. And it goes to Mike Brown. Now, I want to go ahead and mention, maybe he had an idea who the coach was going to be when he signed. But when he signed, we did not have a head coach. Then a few days later, when it was announced and Gerson Yabusele was asked about it, he had the following to say about Mike Brown. And this is before they even had a conversation. This is just Mike Brown and the way others feel about him and what Yabusele was hearing about him. And just based off of that, he was excited to play for him and excited to join this Knicks team. While all of these interviews were good in their own way, for me, the best one by far was from Deuce McBride. And that's because he revealed the conversation he had with Coach Mike Brown. They didn't talk about anything basketball related, but that in itself is extremely important. Why else are you going to make the call then if you're not talking about anything really basketball related? Because you want to know potentially your future sixth man of the year in Deuce McBride. You may want to know his hopes, his goals, his dreams, what he wants out of next season. Maybe you want to know about his personal life, his new daughter, his new children's book. Either way, having that communication that's open, having that conversation, it is so important to do as a new head coach. And Mike Brown has already done it. And not just with Deuce McBride. He did it with Ariel Hukporti. We already saw him having conversations with Karl Anthony Towns. And I would bet a lot of money he's also had conversations with a number of other Knick players. But even with all of these things going on, he still finds a way to have these conversations with players. And having this discussion with Deuce McBride might be the most important move that Coach Brown has made. In my opinion, Deuce is getting ready to have a breakout season for this Knicks team. And I feel like he's going to do it under Coach Mike Brown. Did you see him in that interview? Did you see how hype he was? How excited he was? How much he wants to start the season already to showcase what he can do? It looks like a new start for him. And maybe that's really what he always needed. All along, maybe he needed a fresh start. And now, under Coach Mike Brown, he's definitely going to get it. In my book, Miles McBride is going to have a phenomenal season next year. And that's going to be for a number of factors. But one of the major ones is our newest head coach, Mike Brown, who has already reached out and has already started to build a relationship with potentially the Knicks six-man of the future. But what about you guys? What do you think about multiple Knicks players already expressing excitement over the opportunity to get to play under Mike Brown? Let me know how you feel about that in the comment section below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knick fans, take care of yourself, your families, and each other. Peace and love.